Kelly, you were one of the first, if not the absolute first, I think the first commercially to have a red dot on your pistol. And this was way back in the day. Even now, there's some naysayers, not many, because most people realize the advantages that a red dot on a pistol can provide. But talk about the thought process in those early days. And you must have had people looking at you like you had, an extra hole in your head or something, right? When you had that thing. And back then, once you talk a little bit about this too, the technology and what you had available as far as mounting and stuff is probably not nearly as efficient as the things that we have today, as far as being able to mount that on there where it's not only very secure, but kind of a lower mount where if you want, you can have co-witnessing with the iron sights and all that stuff. But talk about what it was like when you first started messing with a red dot on your pistol.
Okay. So I was right for guns and ammo, and doing all kinds of things with handguns magazine. I was training the unit and all kinds of stuff. And the first thing that grabbed my attention was there's two sighting modalities going on from primary weapon, your M4, to your pistol, right? So I can keep both eyes open and keep my target in focus and just be aware of where the dot is on the target and use my rifle. But if I have to transition, then I'm going back to a 3-dot sight where I have to have, focal transition to the front sight. I can't look at the target. I've got to do this. And it just seemed like that was unnecessary, right? So, and not smart. So I was looking around, and the first sight that I saw that worked was a Dr. Optics sight. And it looks pretty much like the sights do today, pretty much the same design or anything. But this is back in the late 80s, right? Like 88, 89, something like that. Because I shot that Dr. Optics sight for years and years before it was ever inside the Crucible videos and everything. And I think that's where people go, like, you weren't the first guy to do it. Fuck you. Yes, I was, dude. Where were you? Yeah. I mean, where were you? You were shooting
Where's your video?
With a Bianchi challenge with a huge sight on it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I started to work it, I had to make a mount for it. It was kludged up. I took a dovetail and I had basically a plank welded onto it and tapped, and I put the sight on that. So it wasn't optimum, right? But it worked. It worked, and it worked consistently well. Okay, it didn't break. Nothing went wrong with it. It gave me an extra handle when I had to do weak hand stuff, right? It's a bigger surface to put over your belt and work things. So anyway, it kind of took off. Then another company approached me and asked me if I would help them develop one for a pistol, because I was kind of pissing in their ear going, you guys are missing the boat on this, right? So I went to another company and just said, like, look, I'll help you with this. So then it started to become mainstream. And then everybody, of course, all the naysayers came out. It's got batteries. It's going to break. The windshield's going to crack. It's going to fog. It's going to do this. It does none of those things, really. I mean, if you take care of it, right, they work great. I think that the reason they work is misunderstood by people, right? And I've seen people have like 2-day red dot shooting courses. That must be the most boring course in the world, because the thing was made to make it easier to shoot, not harder. Right. So it's super simple. When I get people on the range who are new to red dots, or even people who have been shooting red dots, but I can see are using it incorrectly, the first thing I tell them is don't make it a 3-dot sight. In other words, when you shoot this, red dot equipped weapon, don't center the dot in the windshield and don't focus on the dot. Don't do focal transition. Because all you've got to do is be aware of where the dot is on your target. So effectively, what it does is it relieves the shooter of having to align. If you can see the dot, it's aligned, right? It may not be aligned where you want it to come up, but it's aligned if you see the dot. So what I normally do, Rich, is I take people and I have them do what I call a window walk. I'll have them take the dot, put it in the lower left-hand corner, but of the aperture of the structure of the sight, but I'll have them put the dot on the center mass, and I'll have them shoot around. Then I'll have them do, and of course it comes up center mass. Then I'll have them put it in the upper left-hand corner, but I'll have them put the dot on the target center mass. And I have them walk the window all the way around, maintaining focus on the target and just being aware of the dot. Dude, even people who have shot the red dot sight for years it's like they have an epiphany. They're like, holy shit. because they've
Yeah.
been using it improperly. They've been using
Yes.
it incorrectly. Um, it's the next best thing to cheating, as everyone in the world now knows. I knew it a long time ago, but I guess everyone else knows it now.